Beamy, 40, used to be a firefighter, 15 years on the job, burn scars on my shoulder, lungs still wheeze when it's cold. Saw too much, lost too much, stayed too long. Last fire nearly took me. Building collapsed, pulled out by a rookie. Rookie cried, I didn't. Walked out of the hospital 2 months later. Never went back. Now I work nights at a community center. Basically a glorified janitor with a key ring. Turn off lights, lock doors, clean up spilled juice from daycare rooms. Nobody bothers me, just how I like it. Live in a basement apartment. Nothing on the walls. Fridge has mustard, leftover takeout, and half a lime I haven't thrown out yet. Sleep comes and goes. Dreams always smell like smoke. Then she shows up. Evening yoga instructor. Name's Anna. Late 30s maybe. Tattoos, tired eyes. Walks like someone who's lived a real life. Says hi every shift. I nod. She keeps saying hi anyway. Weeks go by. She brings me tea once. Says, you always look cold. I tell her I like cold. She laughs. Says, no you don't. Tea's good. I don't throw away the cup. One night she's still in the studio after closing, just sitting on the mat, eyes closed. I ask if she needs more time. She says, no, just don't want to go home yet. I get that. Tell her she can stay a little longer. She says thanks without looking up, like we've had this conversation before. After that she lingers more. Sometimes we talk about boring things, winter tires, loud kids, shitty coffee. Sometimes not. Sometimes we just sit in the break room, drinking in silence. And somehow that means more. Eventually she asks what I did before this. Tell her. She goes quiet, then says, I always wondered why you looked like you were somewhere else. Don't know what to say to that. She doesn't push, just keeps showing up. One night I get a call. Old teammate passed away. Heart attack. Guy who used to carry the rookies on his back like sacks of potatoes. Sit in the dark after work, bottle in hand, nothing in my head but firelight and sirens. She knocks. Doesn't say a word. Just sits next to me on the floor, puts her hand on mine. We stay like that until the sun's up. After that, we start walking home together. She lives 5 blocks away. Talk about nothing, like always. Once she asks what scares me now. Say, not much anymore. Pause. Except getting used to this. She doesn't laugh, just bumps my shoulder. Says, me too. 42 now. 2 years since Anna sat next to me on that floor. Feels like yesterday and 100 lifetimes ago. We live together now. Her idea. One night she fell asleep on my couch again. Woke up, looked around, said, I'm here most nights anyway. Might as well leave a toothbrush. I cleared a drawer. Next week, half the apartment smelled like eucalyptus and ginger tea. Not complaining. I work nights at the center. She teaches 3 classes a week, does private sessions on the side. Some mornings we pass each other like ghosts. But we always leave notes. Sticky on the fridge. You ate all the peanut butter again, bastard. Paper scrap in my boot. Remember to breathe. Back of her phone. You snore louder than thunder. Still like you, though. Never thought handwriting could be romantic. Now it's my favorite language. We don't say I love you every day. Some days are heavy. Some nights I wake up sweating, thinking the ceiling's caving in. She doesn't wake me up. Just pulls me back to the mattress, anchors me with both arms. Says nothing. Says everything. Her demons show up sometimes, too. She had a rough past. We don't talk about it often, but when she goes quiet and stares out the window too long, I just sit beside her and wait. Sometimes we touch knees and say nothing for an hour. Best hour of the week, every time. She started painting. Not professionally, just small stuff. On cardboard, scraps of wood, old windows. Leaves them all over the apartment. Sunsets, hands, power lines. One that looked like me, but she won't admit it. I asked her why she paints. She said, because when I see you, I want to keep you still for a second. I didn't know what to say. Just kissed her shoulder and said, I'm not going anywhere. Last month we took a trip. First time in years I left town. Drove to a lake 2 hours out. Rented a cabin. Brought too many blankets. It rained all weekend. Perfect. We sat by the fire, legs tangled, books untouched. She asked, do you miss the flames? I said, not when you're here. She didn't answer. Just kissed me like I meant it. Now it's spring again. She's in the kitchen burning pancakes. Dogs barking at something invisible. Sunlight on the wall through her old crystal. I sit at the table, coffee in hand, watching her hum some dumb song. And I realize this is the life I didn't know I was allowed to have. 52 now. 10 years with Anna, same apartment, same dog, older, fatter, snores like a tractor. Same couch she used to fall asleep on. Now it's our spot. Our world didn't get bigger. It just got deeper. Neither of us changed much. We just settled in, like water in a cracked bowl. Not perfect, but full. I retired from the community center last year. They gave me a plaque. Anna made fun of it for a week. Now it hangs in the hallway next to one of her paintings. Sunrise through a busted window. Title, Held Together. Yeah, that's us. Anna teaches less now. Still runs her little classes at the park. Older folks, slow movements, soft breathing. She comes home glowing. Tells me old ladies call her the bendy one. I say, I've been saying that for years. She flips me off and kisses my head. We travel sometimes, not far. A cabin in the woods. A beach with no cell signal. Our rule, bring one bag, no plans. Once ended up staying an extra week just because the bed was soft and she liked the way I brewed tea there. That's love now? Not fireworks. Just knowing what tea she likes on a rainy day. We never had kids. Some days I wonder what that life would have looked like. But then she walks into the room in one of my old shirts. Or we fall asleep mid-conversation. Or she reads me some dumb book quote she liked and waits for my reaction. And I think, this is enough. More than enough. This morning she made breakfast. Burned the toast again. I laughed again. She said, I'm consistent. I said, I'm lucky. She just looked at me for a second. No smirk this time, just eyes soft as the day we met, and said, me too. Tonight we sit on the roof. Stars out, air cool. She leans on me, older now, bones louder, hair streaked with silver. Still beautiful like firelight is. Warm and alive and impossible to look away from. She says, do you ever think we saved each other? I say no, I think we just stayed. She nods, kisses my shoulder. Be me. 52. Burn scars faded, but not gone. Ghosts still visit sometimes, but they knock first now. And Anna's always home when they do. We didn't conquer the world. We didn't rewrite fate. We just made it ours life. And my face when the fire didn't take me. My face when loneliness didn't win. My face when I didn't need to be saved. I just needed someone who stayed.